My name is Alan Denmark Jr., 29 years old. I am doing a lot, trying to accomplish a lot. Cannot do it all without my lovely fiance at my side. She's been there with me through thick and thin. I'm glad to go ahead and get her moved up here and get her a taste of the good life of Frederick County. This is God's country. I don't know if you know that, and my listeners out there, but when we go to church every Sunday, for my church retreats, we don't leave Frederick because, we're already here. Got the mountains, fresh air. There's no need in going anywhere. But I grew up in D.C., lived there most of my life. I was actually born in Virginia, but stayed with my grandparents at that house on Randolph Street. Pretty much grew up there with 7 other people. We had 3 different generations of families there because you had my mom, dad, myself, then you had my cousin, his mom and dad, and then you had my grandparents. So that was cool back in the day. We were all young and life was simpler and we just got things done. Everyone was working, going to school. And so now we get to still keep a part of that because we'll be keeping the downstairs unit in the family while either selling or renting the upstairs unit. Right now what we are currently working on is the Randolph Street project, otherwise known as Randolph Estates or the Randolph Renovation. So you'll hear me refer to it sometimes as three different things. There's my dog in the background now, Rex. So we have Signature Design and Construction LLC by James Proctor. He's the head guy. He runs his company very squared away. Him and I have just started. This is our first project together. We met through a mutual friend at work through the DC Fire Department. He's done some work for him before, as well as I think has possibly worked for him. So everyone in my circle, I try to get yourself a team, and you have to find a relationship and build with that team. And once you get your team, then you guys allow to help and grow each other. So every time you think you want to do a project like this team is one of the first people that you want to have to come to mind when you're thinking about doing a project. And pretty much it's a standard contract that has the down payment and how many draws that he's going to need to finish this project. As well, with any contractor, you don't want to pay them all up front, and you just want to, the easiest way, some people like to do one payment or 2 or 3 just as the work. What we do is we do a progression. As the work progresses and he gets things done out on the punch list or the honey-do list, however you want to call it, then it's due for another drawer. So simply, we have one column here, which is a draw amount, and then we have the work that should match that draw amount. Then once we proceed with that, and the next column goes down, then we go down to the next draw amount. So some of the draws may be a little more than others, some could be a little less than others. But either way, you're happy, the contractors are happy, and the work is getting done, and you can see where your money's going through progression. So he has his team, and now I hope to be a part of his team as well, and he hopes to be a part of mine, and we'll work together that way. Before all this can be done, though, before you even start any type of project, you need to get yourself an architect. That's just standard, simple practice, especially of a project of this magnitude. DC has a couple of channels you need to go through. The main channel you definitely need to go through is DCRA. They take care of all your permitting for all your buildings, whether it's residential or commercial, through DC. This is what they do, and they have a lot of permits that come to them on a daily basis. And you need to make sure that all of your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed before you even step foot to submit to them, because they'll just kick you right back out. So for that, we have E&G Consulting, and this is brought to you through Shamika Godley and her team. They offer full service of architecture through new construction, renovations, additions, interior design, FF&E, space planning, and tenant improvements. They have a nice construction management team, construction administration, and permit acquisition. Like I said, Shamika Godley, architect for DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and she has been doing an awesome job with us every step of the way through DCRA. She's been taking care of the permitting and things like that, and for that we thank her, Shamika Godley. Okay. So the next person that works kind of coincide with Shamika. As a matter of fact, They think they went to school together, so it's not much of a small world you think it is. There's a lady named Susanna. She works with A&RC Builders. A&RC Builders, what they do is they tie in with us what Shamika couldn't quite do. She's the architect, but then you kind of need like that, if you want to call her a lawyer, if you will, aspect to go ahead and kind of push things along, be that mediator between Shamika and DCRA. So the first thing that she did with us is she did a erosion and settlement permit. With the property, they want to make, DC wants to make sure that you're controlling runoff. That's simply all it is. And that's when you see those little short fences, excuse me, that black slit fence that you see that's a short, that's cellophane. That's all that is. The erosion and settlement permit. Just to make sure that you are taking care of, excuse me, that you're taking care of runoff properly. Okay, and she works with A&RC Builders. Once again, another local company. She's in DC, right on Ames Street in Northeast. And yes, she's been wonderful. She'll come out to she has to come out to the sites to take pictures, do her thing, but mostly literally she is the voice for you at DCRA. If you think you've been doing this for a while and you can take on DCRA as on your own as a personal residential person, hey, be my guest and go right ahead. But if not, ARC Builders is what you need. Well, the next person is Miss Shannon here, Shannon Laws. She's with Heritage Title, Logan Heritage Title Company. Tongue-tied there. And what she does is she does the conversions to condos. So we have a single we have a single 2-story property with a basement and English basement, which just simply means that you can go to the basement from the front of the stairs, from the front of the house instead of going to the back. So we have to now legally separate that into 2 different addresses, creating 2 different deeds and 2 different tax documents. Same thing that Sean is doing next door. So hence, he uses Miss Shannon Laws from Logan Heritage Title, same person that we use. Why? Because we're trying to build a team together, build a network of strong people that, once again, we need them, they need us. So these are the 4 people that have been working with us just extensively on this project, and we're so happy for them that they can be a part of the team and that we're all together in collaborations together of working to get this done.